It's not about who you know, it's about who knows you.
The grocery industry had to come up with a hot chicken for you because you can't decide what you want for dinner.
And we study who succeeds, who fails, and why.
Find people who are passionate about what you do. I have a great example of this, Bill Nye the Science Guy. I met Bill Nye when I was doing a local television show in Seattle, Washington called Almost Live. Oh, thank you. Seattle, or you knew the show? Okay. It was a comedy talk show in Seattle, and Bill Nye was an aeronautical engineer at Boeing, but he wanted to sell me his jokes. But they're aeronautical engineering jokes. I'll give you an example. How do you tell an extroverted engineer? He stares at your shoes while he's talking to you. Against the advice of the other writing team, I said, but this guy's so different. He's going to think of things we would never think of in our lives. Let's hire, he's quirky, he's different. He can come down and sit in on the writers' meeting when he gets off work. And nothing happened for about a week and a half. At the end of week 2, Geraldo Rivera canceled. I'm freaking out. We have an 8-minute hole now in the show. I don't have any other, I don't know any more jokes. Our band can't play more music. They don't know any other music. I look across at Bill Nye, whose face is buried in his magazine. He's oblivious to our problem. He's highlighting things in his, you know, these guys read Scientific American and International Wingnut Quarterly, and, you know. I say, Bill, look up for a second. We have a problem here. Do you have any experiments? Do you have any demonstrations in any of your magazines that would be amusing? Just for a few minutes, I got to put somebody on TV. He doesn't even hesitate. He looks up from his magazine and he goes, yeah, you know, I think I could do something kind of hilarious with a tub of liquid nitrogen. Here's the first time Bill was ever on TV.
Scientist, for example, here's an ordinary onion.
Yeah.
Okay, now how would you dice it? You'd use a cutting board, maybe a knife.
Right, yeah.
Take you a few minutes, right?
Okay. In the liquid
Into the liquid nitrogen. Doesn't take long at all.
Isn't that brilliant? He also put marshmallows in there and then stuck them in his mouth and blew smoke out of his nose. So I went up to him afterward and I said, Bill, that was amazing. We have got to have you on and do that again. And he looked at me and he goes, yeah, I'm surprised you guys hadn't already thought of that. You can't think of everything. You can't think of every great idea and great innovation and great sales trick and sales. You can't think of everything. Mine the experience and differences of other people.
When you sell emotion, this is what you do. You show extreme interest in other people. I learned this in broadcasting. When I was a talk show host, we were taught to do something that most salespeople are not taught to do. We were taught to show extreme interest in other people. If we ever hear ourselves talking about ourselves, shut up. It is not about us. For a talk show, we only have these people for 7 minutes. We have to do the best we can do to create instant rapport and get them to open up and say things they would not normally tell other people. I'm going to show you an abbreviated interview that I did with the late billionaire Malcolm Forbes, and I've even ticked off how many questions I asked him in this 7-minute interview.
Well, I want to get to our audience because I know they've got a lot of questions for Malcolm Forbes. Can we do that?
If you were to lose all of your money today, what would you want to do for a living?
Find it.
After that interview, he's a great guest, by the way, he grabs my arm and he goes, you know, Ross, you're a fascinating young man. Would you like to go in hot air ballooning with me and Elizabeth Taylor on the weekend? And so on Saturday, I've got Elizabeth Taylor here, Malcolm Forbes here in a hot air balloon in Napa Valley, wondering how did I get in the Billionaire Boys Club? He thought I was fascinating because I was asking questions about him. If you want to have instant rapport with people, if you want to create relationships that get off to on the right foot, focus on them. Those people can't wait to run back and see you so they can talk about themselves.